Welcome back to God's Golden Acres. I'm Kim. Tree company's not coming to take these down this week because who knows. So I'm gonna go back. My containers, it's been so dry and droughty that they've pretty well become hydrophobic for surezies. Like the soil on the ground is hydrophobic. Of course my containers, which I haven't planted in, are hydrophobic, right? Because I wasn't watering them. I was like, sure, weeds die. Because we use soil from our land because we couldn't afford to buy soil last year. So I'm going to pull those top layer of soil off. I'm going to go grab some compost from the barn because we got composted horse manure, which has seeds in it, right? And do a layer of that and then do another layer of some soil that's hopefully a little bit less seedy. We'll see. It's not going to be fantastic. Crazy dog. So you can see, weeds through here, weeds through there. Not as many weeds in here. And then the weeds over there. And definitely this is working. Granted, once again, super dry. So pull the top layer of dirt out here. Probably just put it in the bottom because it'll eventually soak down, right? And then refill the tops of these and kind of try to mix stuff into the bottoms. I thought there was a shovel out here. I was wrong. There is not a shovel out here. Back to the garden shed. Must get to the dog is going to trip me. It was I'm wearing long sleeves now. When I'm talking about it being hot, right? It's 56 this morning. But yesterday morning at 1 a.m., the local place posted on Facebook, weatherman, and it was 86 at 1 a.m. yesterday. The high was 98 the day before. It was pretty bad. And now we're going to low swing. Tomorrow our high is 56, the high. But we'll go back up into the 70s. That's the herding breed in her. Oh. And she was trained to actually herd before she broke her leg. So she definitely still runs like that. All right. You gonna run? You gonna run? Oh! Yeah, she got me. Ugh. What? Tools that I'm going to use to do this: short shovel, it's one of the boys's, and a pitchfork. So the pitchfork will help me break up the lower layers that I'm not pulling out. That way we can stir a little bit of organic matter down into them. And then the shovel, shorter, is just going to be easier on the back and not trying to lean back and get it in. Your shovel. Okay. The 2-year-old is chasing me saying, mine. This is going to be a fight. I dug out. And some of the corn that was over there, I put in these deeper containers. That'll help give water a place to sneak in. And then also we'll add organic matter to break down. There was a few bits of small corn cobs that were with the bottom. So let's go give those to Bacon. I'm sure he'll appreciate it. And he always wants treats. We keep him friendly that way though. And because he's an only pig. Until for 3 more weeks. We have a wedding down towards where the pigs are. I'm really hoping we can pick him up on the way back. But he's ready. Hey, bud. Do you want this piece? Yeah, that's what you want. We did, so we rotated his pasture from there to here so he would clean out in front of the gate. And then I think, well, next will be here, and we'll move him towards the barn for winter. But he's gonna need his stuff moved soon. And then with more pigs, right, they'll clean this out faster. My littlest went and got more rakes and is coming to help me. That'll be interesting, but should be fine. All right, so pretty well everything is worked up. And look how many onions I found. I'd pulled onions out of this container because it was getting so hot and so dry that I was having trouble keeping up. Well, I apparently missed a bunch, and they had started growing again, but I'm hoping I can still save them for next year. These ones with fairly long stems again, I might just make onion medallions with. So little onions that you like put in a fondue. So, what do you think? I have to decide where to get compost from. The barn over here or barn over here. This one has more cattle manure, but I don't know if it's as well broke down. I could mix it in because it is aged, so it shouldn't be hot. I think I'm gonna risk it and do the cattle because they'll have less seeds in it. Because of the ruminant stomach, so the 4-chambered stomach, it breaks down seeds a lot better than a horse digestive system, which is a mono stomach. So as you can see behind me, this barn definitely has the risk of seeds because look how tall those horse weeds are. But actual manure is fairly well broke down. You can see old cow patties. It's not necessarily a big issue, you just don't necessarily want them on top. So I'm like, I'm gonna have to think how I do a thin layer of this, then do another layer of topsoil or something else to kind of put space in between them, so that the plants get big enough that definitely there's not a problem. Sometimes it's just as good as a guessing game, because like my dad, when he sets up a new container for tomatoes, he puts a couple dry horse patties in the bottom. Now he is not as in tune to like the calcium that it needs, or the fact that he needs to switch to potassium later because horse manure is higher in nitrogen. But he really likes to see the big plants, and then I have to like sneak over there and add like potash for the potassium, and my mom sneaks eggshells in, and then he has good tomatoes. It's a group effort. But I think it should be fine, especially if I kind of mix it in and then water it and maybe plant Saturday. Put the seeds in because it's supposed to rain tomorrow, which should help mix it in. So it's been a couple days now, back into the 70s, getting some stuff done, but we did get distracted because the tree company did end up calling, can we come, like now? Sure, you can come now, we'll figure it out. So moving vehicles so they're not in the way, and then they had 2 mornings worth of work because of rain. And yeah, so now trees are down. And I got this one topped and 2 containers over there topped. I'm still priming some spinach seeds, so I'm not getting like 2 in a rush to get these finished. I did plant lettuce in here, which I don't know how long it usually takes lettuce to germinate. Didn't look it up. And then I had radishes in here, and only in 1/2, and then I'll plant the other half with radishes to spread them out. And I've got it topped with little Just a little bit of leaf mold. Kind of gotten hard. That's weird. Right here you can see, like, I put the leaf mold down and then I put the seeds down. So they shouldn't be too... You see that ant running away with a lettuce seed? Hi, May. Oh, we might be screwed. Of course. Well, I might have lettuce. I hope I have lettuce. The radishes should actually be up like any time because I pre-soak my seeds. And they can take like a minimum of 3 days to germinate and be really popping through. It is still very dry. I have been watering this every day. I might need to water it twice to keep the seeds actually wet enough. So branches here trimmed, although some of this is cleanup because we tried to get some stuff out of the guys' way because we just paid them to drop it. And here there's a lot more of that. So to clean up what they had already dropped, because they came Friday morning and Monday morning, there was a couple hours Andrew worked by himself, and then his parents were over, so then there was 4 adults with 3 kids helping, littles. And it took about 4 hours on Sunday to get most out of their way, and then they dropped the rest of that tree. Because this tree had to be done in 2 stints because of it was in range of like 3 buildings. So you gotta be careful with stuff like that. And then this tree behind me was also taken down, and we haven't cut on it at all. So those are down. I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure out some stuff for the container garden. It's still struggling. With the leaves kind of mixed in and on top, it definitely stays wetter because leaf mold is great for holding moisture. The ants are frustrating, and it does happen, especially with like that one tree had ants trying to like live in it. So with cutting it down, they might have just moved over, even though it's a really decent ways away. It might have just been that. There's a bunch of green tomatoes in my yard. That one eats them, or picks them and then bites them. I don't know why the dog does that, but she does. So then there's a pile of branches over there. We will chip those and get those for the garden. We have mowed most of the garden down. We're gonna see if we can get some more tomatoes. Maybe. And then we will till again. Then we will tarp. And then we will put compost on in the spring. And then we will plant. And we will see how it goes. Tarping will help a lot to create a sterile seed bed and kill off this grass. Right there I have some beans that I'm pulling out. And I'll have more to plant next year than I planted this year. So that's not too bad. And then we do have some pumpkins. Little pollinator in there. They're a little late. If it freezes, they'll be done. I was hoping this little guy would grow more. Let's see. This must be male flowers. I don't see the female. I planted some cauliflower and broccoli out here. There's only so far 3 plants alive, and we've had really heavy pest pressure. Usually that's a spring thing, but I have really heavy pest pressure right now. Cauliflower, I don't know if it's gonna make it. We've been watering a lot. Only 3 of them survived of like the 15 I planted. And we still haven't made this a stale seed bed because I never got to it. With kids and farm all the time. I'm losing my hair tie. So we did not get a lot of that done, which was a little unfortunate, but it is what it is at this point. The watering and trying to get the strawberries started really did like take up all our time. The strawberries is looking better, and now that it's cooled down, we have quite a few strawberries. That'll be done, maybe even later today. There's another one there. We did get mushrooms in here for a second, which we've been like slowly trying to pull out. That way the kids don't touch them. This guy, I think those are all like tomorrow berries. The kids enjoyed them, so can't complain too much, right? Next thing on our fall preps, because this has kind of become a fall prep instead of just the container garden, is getting compost out here. So you can see we have piles of compost sitting around the big patch. We'll get this one too. This one we had a better composting job earlier, so, and it's just, these early glows are going absolutely crazy, and it's exactly what we want them to do. But it's to the point where we're gonna have to like let them out because there's not enough room like in the row anymore. So this will be a little bit crazy next year, I'm sure, which is fine because it's not too big of a patch by itself. We've had the deer come back out here and bite some off. Well, it's time to get back to work. Filming is fun, but the strawberries need weeded. I need to get my tools for that because the little taproot breakers are over in the garden shed. So thanks for being with us today. If you like this video, hit that like button. Tell us down below what you're putting in your garden this year or this fall, even if it's just I'm growing something new inside. You know, it's not really a garden plant, it's a house plant. And then if you want to follow along, we'll have a bunch of tree cleanup and firebird making and hopefully a good like salad harvest this fall. And then getting the strawberries overwintered. So in November, putting down straw on the strawberries will happen. And then, yeah, after fall, it is cooking in the wood stove and wood stove maintenance type different things. We'll get here in the fall too, because we haven't cleaned our chimney yet. Thanks for being with us today. God bless.